This weekend, NASCAR will be racing at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. And while this is merely the third race of the NASCAR Cup Series season, this track does offer a boatload of history. So today, I'm going to go a little against the grain and give you some reasons as to why I think that the Homestead-Miami Speedway should be NASCAR's finale again. Now, this doesn't mean that Homestead would have the finale every year again, but that it should at least fit into a rotating finale schedule if NASCAR chooses to go in that direction. To start with is the general racing itself. Outside of using the current 550 horsepower package, the racing at Homestead has shaped up to be great. When you go back and watch old Homestead races, you can see a good race outside of the championship battle itself. While fans should want to be invested in the championship, there's just going to be fans like myself who just can't get into it, and you need to have good racing to make those fans happy as well. So a good race will be imperative to keeping those either uninterested in the championship battle or those who just don't care about the championship, whether it meaning that they're a casual fan or if they don't like the playoff format, whatever it may be. It doesn't mean that they have to have a negative perception of the sport overall, just that they need to be entertained with the overall event on top of what the grand scale of it is with the championship. While you can't please everyone, you should still try to please as many people as possible. So when looking back at the races at Homestead, when it was the finale, you can point out some great moments. I mean, look at 2003.
Long dry spell ended last Sunday at Rockingham. He won at Indianapolis in August of 2002, and it was about a year and 3 months before he pulled off the win at the Rock last weekend. Now he's going to make it 2 in a row to bring down the 2003 season.
Oh, look at that. Is he on the flat? On the last lap. The last lap, he must have a flat tire.
Bobby Labonte's by.
Can you believe that?
Elliott is off the pace. Never give up.
Watch out, Bill.
Fatback McSwain is going to get to do a victory dance for us. Last lap drama at Homestead. Bobby Labonte wins the Ford 400.
You have the 2004 race as well, and the 2005 race has a photo finish.
Lap of the season. Teammates Mark Martin and Greg Biffle fighting for the lead while Tony Stewart tries to hang on to his position to clinch the championship.
This is going to be good off of 2.
This has been Biffle's sweet spot off the second corner.
Mark's there.
He's there.
And I think Mark's been better in 4.
Looks that way.
See if he can hold on. Boy, Biffle drove in deep.
Will it stick?
Oh, he's sliding up the track.
Out of 4, they come to the line. Wow. Greg Biffle wins the race.
In 2009, there was Stewart versus Montoya. In 2013, there was a great battle for the victory between Matt Kenseth, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Denny Hamlin. Just look at this move that Jr. made and tell me you wouldn't be entertained by this.
The other two were worried about each other here.
Leave him just enough room to squeeze by that outside.
Yeah, you can see Hamlin got a little bit loose. Brad could kind of see that and wasn't able to get back to the throttle, and the 88 had a huge run.
These are moments and races that we can go back and love regardless of who drinks the championship champagne at the end of the night. Now, contrast this with the 2019 Homestead finale as well as the 2020 Phoenix finale. With these two races, I think it shows how fickle the fine line of correct choices for the championship race can really be. The 2019 Homestead race was quite negatively received. Of course, with Kyle Busch winning, it's gonna have detractors. But with the 2019 550 horsepower package, it really neutered the race. Passing was made difficult and the race itself was rather dull. Then you go and you have the 2020 finale at Phoenix. Now, this can be just my perspective, but to me, this just didn't feel like the grand scale of a NASCAR championship finale. Now, that last line I do think was due to the fact that on the schedule from 2005 to 2019, Phoenix was the penultimate race. The 2020 race was mostly just a dull race like the 2019 finale. And while there were many other drivers aside from the Final Four, they just really didn't amount to anything, as the championship four were really the only ones making the large sum of major moves. In many ways, this supports the idea that the right track is needed with the right rules package to create a great finale. The intermediate packages of the past left much to be desired, but with an aging track at Homestead, those flaws were masked. But just because it was good in the past doesn't mean it's going to be good and great now. After all, the 550 package is still being used today, so the triumphs of the past races here are mostly irrelevant in my opinion when you compare them to today's racing. Much of my argument to bring it back is actually connected at the hinges to the next-gen car working out better than the Gen 6. If it doesn't, then this could all be a moot point. But what NASCAR fans also need to understand is that the money of TV ratings will talk. Short tracks and road courses may have better racing, but generally produce smaller TV rating numbers than mile and a halves even. Don't ask me why, because I sure as hell don't get it, but that's just what the fans prefer. But if having Homestead has the ability to help the sport, then more power to them, go for it. Now, another rather odd for Miami reason that Homestead would be one of the best finale locations they could have is actually due to weather. When you look back to 2003, when the current layout of the track was used for the finale, there has only been one memorable problem with the rain messing with the Cup Series race. That was a 2015 race, and due to that rainout, the TV ratings actually leaped up thanks to the overlap with the NFL's Sunday Night Football time slot. Contrast that with Phoenix, which has surprisingly had a few rain problems nearby. Now, this isn't normal, but when you look at the history and the data set for the Homestead-Miami Speedway, you generally have a consistent market. Now, personally, as a NASCAR fan in my early 20s, when I think of the NASCAR finale, I think of the Homestead-Miami Speedway. The track has really represented the finale for a generation and maybe more of NASCAR fans. This track is the equivalent to Atlanta Motor Speedway for fans in the 90s. If the racing is better than what's at most tracks and offers a consistent and good representation of NASCAR overall, then why not use it? Even if it is just a part of the normal finale race rotation, I think due to the new history that this track has forged, it deserves to be represented, and given the same kind of look and talk that we give to a track like Atlanta. For years, NASCAR has been trying to rekindle the magic and connection of its own history without even realizing the new history and tradition it has built. And the quickest way to end that cycle of pointless rehashes and of actually trying to bring back the past when it's too far gone is to get in front of it, to not let it get too far gone. And this, in my opinion, would be a great place to start that. But with that, I've said my piece. Now I want to pass this on to you. Do you want the Homestead-Miami Speedway to be put back on the finale spot? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And until next time, have a good one.